What it do, what it is. Whew. Um, yeah, a whole lot just happened right now in this room right here. I just got permission from a friend who's a Scorpio to speak on Scorpio secrets. If y'all are aware, I have talked a lot about the Scorpio embargo and, kind of having this small window. It's going to give me the opportunity to speak on some things, if you know what I mean. I could eighth house the eighth housers. But other than that, how y'all feeling? I see you in the live chat right here. Definitely grateful to reconvene with y'all. For those of you who follow me on Future Life, I have contacted the back office. They don't, DJ Khaled is right. They don't want you to win. All right. Leo was the horoscope that I had a lot of fun recording. Like that one, there's sometimes you do horoscopes and it kind of like teaches you something. And so I thank you for that, Leo. But I uploaded it and there was some kind of posting issues, so it should be up soon, regardless. And other than that, y'all, how are you feeling this week? If you're live in the chat, I really would like for you to think of one word or two words that can describe last week and this week and how you feel about it. I definitely wasn't lying when I told you it's battle season. People are in attack mode, all right? The most important thing to keep in mind is that this is a war. And like is the common mistake of Aries, you could exhaust all your hand at the first get-go instead of treating it knowing that you have separate battles. Don't treat the battle like a war. Treat the war knowing that there are several battles. Okay, and every battle is a confrontational battle. So I see crazy chaos, sick, introspective, crazy productive, trippy, crazy chaos coming into my superpower. Okay, Miss Kiki. Uh, Emotional drive, Kali, definitely weird, emotionally exhausting. Um, yeah, Cancer, if you're a Cancer or a moon in Cancer, let's show some love to Cancer or moon in Cancer. And also, let's show some love to Taurus. These are some zodiac signs that I want to speak on because of the influence of Pluto. Ooh, thank you, Diego Lascar. Damn, good looks. And thank you, Larry. I will be doing super chat at the end for gratitude once again. But yeah, my friend, you really want to be mindful if you have these energies because there's definitely a very powerful element of hatred that you have to deal with, especially if you're a Cancer. So Aries rising, you'll feel this too. But Taurus sun, Taurus moon, all right, and Cancer sun, Cancer moon. Gemini sun, Gemini moon, this will apply to you as well. What am I talking about? 1984 to 1995, and then once again to 2008, okay? There's a lot of Tauruses, and I'm seeing this happen and play out in the media, okay? Taurus, a lot of you are coming into your power. And a lot of you Tauruses were either born with Pluto opposite your sun if you were in that generation, or you've had that eighth house transit where Pluto was in Sagittarius. So Taurus, you've had to really deal with a lot of people kind of using your name for clout or a lot of hate, all right? And I don't want to just say negativity. This is Pluto we're talking about. So it's very psychological. I say Cancer because Cancer, you're going through this now. And Cancer, you're getting ganged up on. Okay, there's a blatant disregard for how you feel and any sincerity in the situations you're involved in, to where if you speak out, you're going to have people lord over their power over you to where it doesn't matter how you truly feel. And this could be asphyxiating. This could be very, you know what I'm saying? Suffocating. This could be very hard. And a lot of people can make you feel weak when you're being powerful. There's nothing that's easy about being a Taurus or Cancer now. If you've seen great Taurus examples, Takashi 69, DJ Academics, you know what I mean? A lot of people could see a lot of the hate they have against them, but you have to remember these guys have Pluto opposite their sun. This is the everyday life for a Taurus. Like Scorpio experiences it because they have Pluto in their sign. Just think of the hate Drake gets on a daily basis. He also has a Cancer moon, you know what I mean? So really keep that in mind as well. This is not just happening to these people. Anyone who has sun and moon in Cancer or Taurus really experiences this. And you want to really keep this in mind because, once again, this is going to infect you whether you're a Taurus or a Cancer. Taurus has a lot to do with your value systems, and Cancer has much to do with your emotions. I'm not victimizing Taurus or Cancer or Scorpio for that matter. Pluto is also revealing anything they have done. This works. There's so many different types of people, so there's so many different possibilities. You have very pure Cancers, you have very evil Cancers, because it's not a zodiac sign that determines whether you're evil or not. It's not an aspect that determines whether you're evil or not. That has everything to do with your core. That has everything to do with your spirit. That's why I say, do that inner work. Do that inner work. All right, so keep that in mind. Make sure you do that inner work. And other than that, what I want to start on when I speak on this week is to focus a lot on Taurus and Cancer. Okay, this is very important because you might not be a Taurus or Cancer or Capricorn or Scorpio, but you might know one of those people. This might be someone you live with. This might be someone you're close to. If that's the case, then I may as well be talking about you too, because this is not like the moon transit. This is Plutonian, okay? There is a very powerful war being fought right now internally, and of course, this is manifesting externally concerning sincerity. There are certain people still in 2018 who feel like they can't really express how they really feel because it could mean imminent consequence. Think about somebody who lives in a war-torn area or a place with limited rights, where if they speak up about the law or about their limited rights, it's not a free country like America. They can get beheaded, they can get stoned, they can get killed. You know what I mean? A lot of this is really in this Aries season establishing a lot of your character. That every single action that you're taking is allowing you, it's allowing other people too, but it's allowing you to tap into who you are. The time will come to where you're going to really see about how it affects other people. This is why this is a huge deal for Cancers or Cancer risings at that, because Cancer rising, Cancer, this is your 10th house. So everything about your personal development somehow is public, being that you personally care so much and invest yourself in relationships. Okay, certain things are definitely going to help you gain a greater understanding as well, whether you're a Cancer or not, of how well you could establish your base of sincerity, how well you can establish integrity through expressing your sincere emotions. This is the last week that we're going to have with this third quarter square with the moon and cap. After the BS ultimatums and we start a new lunar cycle with the new moon in Aries, you're going to evolve because of the sum total of your actions, and this is going to allow you to do a whole lot more. A lot of you are super psychic people who have been initiated into this art. When it comes to the understanding, it's one thing to have powers and gifts. It's another thing to understand it. It's another thing to understand the source. Certain things come about through a rite of passage. You don't just wake up with powers. This is grounded with meaning. Okay, whenever you fall off your path, you come back to that as the source and remember why you do it. It's just like anyone who gets success in the world. Sometimes they get distracted by all the glamour and they forget who they are. They forget why they were blessed with what they were blessed with. And in some cases, they feel it was on their own merit. So sometimes they have to get humbled. Sometimes they have to fall off the path so they return to that source. Okay, some people never get humbled and fall off the path. If you're watching this, you also have been initiated. All right, you haven't been initiated if you really have no idea what your true purpose and path is. And if you don't know, that's totally fine. This means you're exploring it right now. All right. But really keep this in mind. Some of you are masters. Some of you have been initiated and you're picking up, you're very much so contradicting yourself. You're picking up with your own psychic senses, judgments from others, negating the truth of who you are. And some of you are taking it too personal and it makes no sense. And what I mean by this is, you're allowing certain people's judgments to affect the power of your sovereignty when the very thing they're doing is proving that you are that gifted. Sagittariuses and Libras have been probably experiencing this the most. Let me try and put, and some of you Virgos, it's like you can get telepathic messages and hear into people's thoughts, right? Pisces, I feel like you fall for this the most too. So imagine you're having telepathy with somebody and you're hearing their thoughts and you're hearing them say things about you that maybe kind of make you feel weird, right? Because of your beliefs. And let's say it's the example of telepathy. Trust me, the zodiac signs that I mentioned, you guys are experiencing the most. Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius, Pisces. This is not going to happen to Aquarius or Taurus or Leo or Scorpio because y'all are stubborn. You don't give a damn what anyone thinks, like at all. Libra, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. Here's the example. You have the telepathy, right? And it's like you share your beliefs. Pisces will be like, magic is real. And then you hear, you see people, fake smile, but you hear with telepathy their thoughts like, oh, you're delusional. You don't know what you're talking about. Telepathy isn't even real. And then, you know what I'm saying? This is confirmed too. Maybe they actually say those thoughts and you let those words affect you. You start doubting, wait, are they right? When you just used telepathy. Does that make sense? Here's another analogy. What it really is in spirit sense is you're literally like a daycare instructor, and it's like you're letting little kids who haven't even lived a full life or grown up tell you how to do your job and say, daycare instructor, you don't know anything. And now wouldn't you feel weird if, as a daycare instructor, you're just like, oh my God, this 2-year old who really hasn't even grown up has shaken my sense of confidence because they said that I don't know what I'm doing. And like, no one does that. Most daycare kids are like, oh, hush, little boy. Oh, hush, little girl. Go draw some crayons. You know what I'm saying? Go draw with some crayons. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that you need to keep in mind because regardless of age, most of you are more emotionally intelligent than certain people who are even older than you, or certain people who feel like they've worked harder or they're in higher positions than you. And a week like this will put things into perspective. Are you an emotionally mature being that are allowing people who aren't emotionally mature to demand you around and shake up your inner core? Inner peace truly is the new success. Okay. South Node in Aquarius is reminding you to be weird. It's okay. It's really okay. And a lot of what you have been doubting in your potential is not only nothing to be doubted, you needed understanding to facilitate your experience, especially if you don't have anybody you can talk to with. Every day this week is going to be jam-packed with a lot of this energy that is going to really remind you of who you are. There are a lot of people in this world, okay? Emotional intelligence is going to be very much so indicated by the degree of one's moon and water energies. Hate on the water signs all you like, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, but they're very emotionally intelligent. They're very emotionally advanced and they're very emotionally mature. All right. That's why, as an air sign, I hate water signs because every time I'm on some BS, like a water sign would just like, call me out on how I'm being emotionally immature. And as an air sign, as a Gemini, I'm guilty of this too. Like, I like to get all in my head and be like, well, I know more than you. I know this. I know that. I can talk like this. I could say that. But when it comes to my feelings, I could be, a little retarded. And it's just like, damn, how do you do it? Water signs. And then I look at water signs and it doesn't look like y'all really know what you're doing. Like sometimes, honestly, I be feeling like Scorpios feel everyone is subbing them. Like every Scorpio that I've ever known, or anyone with Scorpio energy, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, did you see that person who was having that conversation across the room and how they pointed at the window? They were talking about me, son. Or, oh my God, you know how Scorpio will just take the most insignificant detail and then tie it around, and then now you have to look like, are they trolling you right now? Like, I've seen every Scorpio I've met either do this or know they're trolling people and just kind of mess with people's heads and just be like, oh my gosh, yeah, these people were talking about cheeseburgers the other day. And yeah, Scorpio, every Scorpio does this. And Pisces does it, but they just troll. Pisces likes to have fun. But Scorpio, you'll just be like, yeah, I was talking to someone yesterday and they told me how they had a cheeseburger sandwich and they shared their cheeseburger sandwich with their other friend. And the Scorpio will be like, oh, they were talking about me. And you're just like, wait, what? How are they talking about you? And the Scorpio will be like, I had a cheeseburger sandwich 2 weeks ago. So obviously they knew about that cheeseburger sandwich and now they sell me. And it's like, okay, that pisses me off. But then what's really weird about Scorpio is if you actually investigate that and you find out if that person didn't like them, the Scorpio is usually right. And that's what I hate about y'all. This is what I hate. That's the only thing I hate about water signs. Like Pisces, y'all take this to a whole nother level. And it's like Pisces will just pick up the most insignificant detail ever. Like, oh yeah, the killer is him because he burped and he doesn't like Digimon. And it's like, what? That doesn't prove anything. And there's no, and then you end up finding out that Pisces was right. And it's like, how did you know? And it's like, I told you, he didn't like Digimon. Anyone who doesn't just troll stuff. Like Pisces will do that all the time. Like you're trying to hide something from Pisces, and then Pisces will just be like, oh, did you steal cookies yesterday? And it's like, what the hell? How did you know? And then Pisces will be like, I saw purple lizards, or I saw a butterfly the other day. And yeah, that just put me, you know what I'm saying? Pisces the jig us up. Y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill. And then Cancer won't even say anything. Cancer looks at Pisces and Gemini. It's like, I wish I was a magician. So Cancer won't even say anything. Cancer will literally wait till the end. Like Cancer will just take in everything, right? And no one else will know. And you think you're getting away with something, and then Cancer will just come up to you out of nowhere and be like, receipts, receipts, and more receipts. I'm not going to do anything with these receipts. I just wanted to let you know that. See, and Cancer, this is why people be thinking you evil, because you do that to people. Cancer will do that, and then Cancer will be like, "Why do people think I'm mean?" Cancer, you be doing that to people. You'll wait till someone is totally comfortable. Like, are you okay? Okay, receipts. I'm not going to do anything about these receipts. You live your life, but just in case you didn't know. Scorpio saw you did that. They did that to Scorpio. Scorpio's like, "Ooh, I didn't take notes. This is very effective. Oh my god." Yeah, don't listen to the water side, yo. So yeah, emotional intelligence is very, very, very important in life. And it's a season like this, in Aries season, where you're having to stand firm in your identity, that emotional intelligence with Neptune and Pisces and Jupiter and Scorpio will really reveal more of what your character is, who you really are on the inside. Like I said, I can try and get on my high horse and be in my own world, which I love to do very frequently because, I'm a weirdo, I guess. But yeah, when it comes down to it, emotional intelligence is going to supersede mental intelligence. Knowledge is not the end all be all, it's imagination, application of it. So some of you are very emotionally intelligent. Some of you have a lot of water signs and you're letting yourself get bullied. I'm not gonna talk smack on fire signs, okay? But some of y'all be letting fire signs and earth signs get away with the most. Okay, so if you're a water sign, this weekly is really for you. I'm gonna make sure, because I realized water, you guys are getting trampled on for no reason. Some of y'all are generally trying to help people and they're just blowing up, reacting on you. So if you're a water sign, or if you're a water sign dominant, if you have a lot of stuff in water sign houses, just know there is some kind of supremacy here, especially if you have like a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer moon. You know from experience, you really know a lot of what you're saying more than other people, okay? Do not ever let fire signs talk smack on you, because fire signs know that they can turn up on you and you might be a little bit sensitive and they get away with that. Don't ever let fire turn up on you. You have to stand your ground on fire, and remember, you're water. You have a type advantage. Have you ever played Pokemon? It's super effective, okay? Don't let Earth play you. Okay, Earth is your friend, but Earth will try and play you. Earth will build you a good foundation. But why does Earth ever build a good foundation in the sand. It's to trap water. Earth will build a foundation to contain the water, to manipulate your ass. And water, some of y'all be like, manipulate the earth, manipulate the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like air can manipulate, but it's not like that good earth sign manipulation. All right. Not all manipulation is bad manipulation, but I'm just saying, don't let earth play you. Earth will listen to you until you start being too psychic, and it'll be like, no, no, see, look, 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 look. And then water will just be like, I know what you're doing, but you just bought me $50. You just got me a $50 gift card to my favorite restaurant, and I suddenly don't care anymore because if you change how I feel about it, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I mean? Remember, Earth is slow, so don't let them try and play you like you don't know what you talk about, okay? And then do not let the air signs play you, because we will play you. We will play you so hard. Well, sorry, air signs will play you. Don't let the fire signs turn up on you. Don't let the earth signs play you. And don't let the air signs disrespect you. Because sometimes air signs have you beat water on logic, but we don't care enough about the intuitive understanding, and that can sometimes slip us up. We have a type advantage over you, but sometimes we disrespect you because we're insensitive and we don't know. You don't care about knowing, you know what I'm saying? You just care about being cared for. And then air is like, huh? And it's like, why? And so don't let us gaslight you, because sometimes air signs will just gaslight you because we're not trying to hear what you're trying to say. Like the beef with air and water. Water is always trying to tell air, come down to the water. And air is like, fly up to the sky, like think a little bit. And water's like, no, come down to the water and swim a little bit and feel. And it's not always the coolest beef. Sometimes it gets ugly, but hey, at least it's not water and fire, which we know is just all sorts of unnecessary steam. Unless you have water and fire in your natal, which is just super psychic. But yes, all right. So other than that, keep that in mind, because not only are we going to experience a lot this week that will push out our divine potential. The moon will be transiting in Aquarius as it is right now, then Pisces, and then Aries. What makes this a mega evolution, y'all, is you're going to be triggered with experiencing a higher capacity of your energy. All right. The universe itself got to upgrade. So you're going to be able to feel into energies much greater. All right. When I say much greater, I mean really tap into your potential. Once again, don't let people who don't respect your gifts or potential or are not initiated into your secret arts get at you. When I say this is a spiritual war, I mean this is a spiritual war. I'm going to channel this for those of you who are hip with the ish, okay? There are some tormentor spirits being sent after some of you. And I don't necessarily want to make this seem like this is anything sci-fi. When we look at the practicalization of spiritual matters, think of this of Pisces to Virgo. Sagittarius shows you that there's an infinite array of possibilities, that something in your imagination, Pisces, can be made real. When I say that there's spiritual attack, you can suffer spiritual attack with a coven of people. A coven of people is 11th house. That's a group of people. Somebody can sow seeds of discord and have multiple people at once thinking with their vibrations negative things about you. This is why, as a child, you were taught, don't say bad things about other people. Or if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. These are vibrations that travel. In tarot, we call them espadas. Your thoughts could be bullets, could be swords. And this is not to say this so that You don't necessarily feel like you're being bullied. Most of you are very protected. I'm just saying, don't internalize any of the negativity that you feel. Really trust that you have made sacred a lot of your space, and remember that you can also use your mind to and feelings and heart and all your elements to really gather up your awareness. Those of you with moon in the 12th, those of you with Pluto in the 12th or the 8th, you know what I mean, that feel into this, if you have mutable sign energy, you have to remember mutable signs are an ever-present state of consciousness, really representing the experience and perception. So what's amazing about mutable sign energy is it's giving you the real time. That's why Virgo is such an underrated, an underestimated vibration. It's the magic of timing. It's letting you be aware of what happens real time, okay? And you can pick up on certain things. Gemini, you're going to hear voices. Virgo, you're going to hear vibrations and you're going to hear sounds and you're going to actually hear the magic of reality. Sagittarius, you're going to actually see. Look, I'm so jealous. Never mind. I'm so jealous of you, Sagittarius, because you actually like see this magic life. It's so amazing. And in Pisces, you're in the magic life. You are the magic life. Okay. So really embrace it. The spiritual war is to attack the magi's. If you have mutable sign, moons, suns, risings, your very being is being attacked. People are trying to manipulate your mutable essence and put it in a box so that you don't expose or reveal more of the true essence of magic. Okay, cardinal signs, your perception of how you see it is being attacked. So people who you're supposed to connect with are being messed with, so you don't really understand people the way you're supposed to. Fixed signs, your value is being attacked. All right, so that your self-esteem and how good you know you are is being devalued, to where if a million people feel like whatever you produced isn't good, are you going to believe it because a million people said it? Or are you going to trust in your heart that something you know is quality is quality? This is where we go much deeper. There's several levels of war and attack, the elements of this, which I have to speak on in an Aries season, that we're going to shift into defense mode in Taurus season, is air. Air is the element of social attack, okay? Let me even track back. I want to start with fire, because fire is the attack we know well. If I'm going to pick up this pen and jam it in your face, or if I'm going to punch you in the face, or if I'm going to shoot a gun, you know what I'm saying? This is a passionate flare. This is fire. This is coming from the heart as well. It's an attack that's going to be more meaningful because it's something you can see. All right, but there are elements of the spirit in fire that will pertain to spiritual experiences of psychic attack. But at its basic level, fire is going to be that passion and aggression. Earth is going to be a material attack. Yeah, I might not take my passion and fight you with it, but I can make sure that the way you get money is screwed up. So I'm not attacking you physically, but I'm attacking you economically. Or I can attack you if I'm responsible for you and I sanction off a lot of how you eat, right? So that's maybe an even more effective attack than maybe passionately expressing this, all right? And then we have air. Air is a social attack. All right, maybe I might not use my fire and just thrash you with my wrath, or maybe I don't have to hit you economically or materially. I can attack you socially. I can either tell lies and mess with people's minds to make them think different stuff about you, or I can get a group of people to think a certain way about you and mess you up socially, so that the quality of your relationships and your social life is attacked. It's not necessarily the way it is. Those of you who have like afflicted air signs, you probably have had bullying. If you have Chiron here, you know what I mean? This is that level of it. And of course, water. Water is emotional attack, where I passive aggressively and psychologically wear down at your soul. This is actually some of the most dangerous kind of attack because you may not even know how you're being slithered in this. A lot of you, some of you, I hope this is not a lot of you, some of you could be dealing with people who are long-term attackers. You have short-term attackers. And let me go back to the water signs. Water signs could also deal with emotional projection. This is where we get to brujeria. All right. If you're gifted in these arts, you could definitely emotionally project and psychologically and emotionally manipulate someone's world. Here's an example. A lot of the earth, if you're going to economically mess someone up or through emotions, and I'm telling you this so you could be aware of it, okay? And it's going to help you practice more discernment, not to be worried about anything. Be mindful of people who have vested interest in you. Because just because someone's in your life for the long term doesn't mean that they care for you. For those of you who've seen Hunter x Hunter, you know Hisoka could have killed Gon whenever he wanted, but he was a pervert. He was like, I wanna break Gon when he's strong enough. You know what I mean? Like I wanna watch him mature, then take him down. This is the same thing. Orochimaru could have murked Sasuke, right? Kenpachi could have murked Ichigo. You have people who are in a position to do things to you now, but they want to wait until you're at a certain level. They want to wait until maybe if they're sadistic, they want to, in a water sign way, they want to wait till you're the most happy about something. And that way, if they attack you, you'll feel the worst about it. That's why it's so important to be very mentally and emotionally strong inside. We are entering a greater time where you can build so much internal strength to where nothing can get to you. Why will nothing get to you? Because what's birthing for you is the understanding, the belief, and the power of who you are. This is very amazing. You're gaining something that will equip you to go out into the world and achieve whatever you want. And that's your own power. The power to be unapologetically you. And when you are unapologetically you, you will have friction and negativity. This is not even like avoidable. This is scientific. This is energetic. Every proton carries an electrical charge in the form of an electron. Actually, I don't even think I said that right. But in an atom, you have a proton, you have an electron, you have a neutron. You have opposing charges. If we think of this in frequencies and vibrations, every zodiac sign has an opposite sign. Every zodiac sign has a 12th house. In this lifetime, you're always going to have opposition. You're always going to have secret enemies. You're also always going to have support. You're always going to have frequencies and vibrations that are compatible with yours. If you're out here trying to change the whole world, if you're out here trying to make love and be friends with the whole world, then you may not understand life the way it truly really is. You're really in a position where you can understand who you are so you can make authentic, real connections with other people like you. Not because they look like you, not because they're perhaps into the same superficial things you might be in, because they share the same values as you, because you vibrate at similar frequencies, because they speak your language, okay? This is nothing that's really going to fall into your lap, but you are given the tools to evolve and expand upon what you've been working towards very powerfully for years now. So really do enjoy this evolution, y'all. Mercury's going to go direct soon. And when it does, we'll really have a greater idea of how to move forward with ideas about ourselves, okay? The moon is in Aquarius. Ironically, 8 degrees is my north node. And 9 degrees is my MC. What do you know? As we move forward, Monday and Tuesday, the moon in Aquarius is going to help you understand where you personally belong with everything that's going on here. Be very mindful about the ascended level of knowledge about yourself that you gain through experience that will help you deal with this T square to Jupiter and Venus, as well as the opposition to the North Node. Okay, what you know is what you know. And this is really meant for you to gain an objective clarity. So no matter what happens, respond objectively. Because once things go into Pisces on the 11th and the 12th, this will be one of the most magical days of this transit. The intuitive secrets you're going to tap into are about you. During this dark moon, my friends, even on the 13th, right? You want to release everything about yourself that you are fully ready to leave behind. Okay, this is a really great period for you to bring up into focus anything that you're ready to fully release as we step into the new moon at the very end of the week. Okay, definitely a very powerful transit. Once again, my friends, like there's no onus for you to be perfect. Some people in this life are very entitled and they have little to no understanding. Like I said, they could be very skilled, they could be very competent, they could be very intelligent, but they may have little to no emotional intelligence. They may be very stupid when it comes to understanding the feelings of others and being empathic. Okay, I'm not the smartest myself. I could be very insensitive. So don't let people like that step and walk all over you. There's no transit for that. That's just general advice. As well as, please remember, you do not owe anybody any kind of perfect performance for the way you live your life. And because you're also expanding and evolving elements of your psyche in an information age where you're coming into so much more information at a much more rapid time, which is making you think a lot more deeply about things while having to internalize other things, this has subconsciously accelerated the rate at which you can learn, take in information, and yes, you guessed it, harness and process magic. This is going to cause adverse reactions in your conscious as it has to balance with your subconscious, as it has to balance with your soul. Some of you are not going to have the most control. Some of you could be spiraling out of control and wondering if you're ever going to get through certain addictions. Wonder if you're ever going to get through certain feelings. Listen very clearly. How you do that is nobody's business. All right. They are allowed to have their judgments and biases towards you because not everyone is truly innocent. But how you handle your own ills, which you only know about, is no one's business. And it's up to no one to judge you for it because every single person on this earth has an eighth house. Every single person on this earth has deep core issues and wounds that we have to heal, even if you're perfect. That's the humbling thing about life. All right. What's very important for you is to come to terms with everything in your character that you are ready to change, that you are ready to heal. I'm telling you right now, with these oppositions, there are certain things you are going to do that you feel are right that other people will just never see eye to eye on. Life is not about agreeing with everybody, and you shouldn't let that stop you. You should not deter risking venturing in more of your magical potential just because certain people think it's weird at a core level and overreact to things, okay? Do not let anybody trample upon the sensitive nature of the process you're going through as well. And really embrace your insecurities here. It's only a coward that attacks somebody who is down and attacks somebody purposefully in a vulnerable area where it hurts. When you could walk up face to face to that person and address your concerns. So don't let people who do that to you really deter your focus, okay? And I mean that more for you guys watching personally, who may be dealing with people who are trying to pick at your feelings and who are trying to really pick at your growth and progress. You have people here who could be taking all the stuff you've done that are bad and completely dismissing the fact that you have grown for a good number of years. You have grown for a great number of years. People do it with Chris Brown, and it pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just one example. Nobody, like, he's not justified for what he did, but there are people who still bring up that in the past. Like, he can't do anything without you bringing up what he did. When the person who he was involved with has forgiven him and he has already served his justice, he has already taken responsibility. I'm using Chris Brown as an example because this is not just him. Another Taurus, by the way, who has Pluto opposite, this is not just him. A lot of you fit in this. It doesn't have to be as serious as what he went through. It could be something minor and petty, where people don't want to focus on what you have been doing. And I use Chris Brown as an example because this is somebody who is one of the most talented people in the music industry, okay? This is somebody who works super hard. Like, a lot of people do not work as hard as Chris Brown works, making original and quality art. He has to live with the karma of his actions. But you still have in this life people who will overlook all of that just for certain things that have happened in the past, okay? And you also have people who will still support. Once again, I'm not saying that so that you just completely worship this dude. Like I said, everyone has things they're going through, and I would really like for you to internalize how this applies to you. All right. But a lot of this judgment is unwarranted. A lot of people are sitting on their high horse, looking at the log and looking at the speck in other people's eyes when they have a log in their own. You know what I mean? And you really don't have to in any way really take it seriously. It's gonna seem like you have to. You really don't. Okay. Make sure you're aware how real this psychological warfare is. Class warfare is very real, my friends. The reason why a lot of communities exist is so that they can maintain and establish their power in the sense of inclusiveness. That's very psychological, making other people feel like outsiders, so that if you're not really important, if you're not in an in clique, you're not really that important if you're not doing something this community is doing. Behavior like that is inherently juvenile. There's nothing like behavior like that, judgment like that comes from a weak place. And my message for you this week is a lot of you people are strong. Don't ever feel when you're feeling negativity that it's coming from a place higher than you or that it's coming from a strong place. Strong people build other people up. Truly mature, healthy, and strong people build other people up. They don't judge and they don't tear people down. So just remember, you can look with compassion. It's inherently weak. That group hive mind is inherently juvenile. That's high school. And a lot of people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they never grew up mentally or emotionally, and they still conduct like that. And what Aries season teaches you is you can be around millions of people. You can have the love of millions of people, but if none of them are authentic, if none of them are real, if none of them know who they even are, all those followers don't mean crap at all. Okay? If a million people don't like you, if a million people express the worth of their character like they're children, and I mean like in the actions if they do, if they're yelling taunts at you, if they're kids, if they're acting like how kids will do, are you going to be the adult in the situation, or are you going to allow people who aren't even as emotionally intelligent as you to shift your inner peace? Certain people will overlook all the love they have in their hearts just to focus on one hater. Don't be that person. Please don't be that person. There's nothing wrong with addressing hate. It's a part of the game. But don't ever focus on people who come from a weaker place. Most of these people need help. And because they're hurting, they are hurting other people. Some people hear that like it's a spiritual saying. That's facts. That's real facts. So some of you don't really need to react as personally as you do. Sometimes you can just be in the wrong place, wrong time, and you do. But just keep that in mind, okay? Especially if you're initiated, especially if this is your healing path, you signed up for this, okay? So enjoy this evolution. It's gonna bring a lot more freedom. I have the Magician, the Fool, and the Sun card. So this is definitely speaking of you evolving your skills to open up new possibility and happiness in your life. Of course, if you realized that you can run at supersonic speeds, it would be like the Fool and the Sun. It's like, whoa, I don't have to buy plane tickets. I can just run to Miami in 20 minutes. Whole new world. So I'm going to pull cards for the 12 signs, then I'm going to get to the super chat. The homework that I have for y'all this week, I'm going to say at the end of the zodiac signs. It's very simple homework before I do the super chat. For Aries, Aries moon, Aries rising, we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is talking about you coming into a much greater element and level of clarity, and also you gaining much more peace in your life. I love the Six of Swords. It speaks of long distance relationships as well, but you're going to be in a position to where things are lightening up, any conflicts are resolving through your problem solving ability. Taurus, Taurus moon, Taurus rising. We have the Five of Cups, okay? The Five of Cups is definitely dealing with you having to move on from somebody who might not necessarily be able to let you go, okay? You're feeling into certain disappointments that some people may have with you. And Taurus, these people's disappointments do not reflect you. You have already made amends with whatever you are having to deal with emotionally. But Taurus, know that you are in a position to help this person, but you by no means have to take on their suffering. Okay, this is something they have to get through themselves. Gemini, Gemini moon, Gemini rising. we have the Temperance card. I like to see this as the card of alchemy. It's the middle way and middle path. You this week are definitely going to harness a lot of this ascended energy and how you take the dark, you take the light, and you now create alchemy with them. This is going to really put a lot of your life in balance and order. And with temperance, certain elements that knocked you off balance out of your lifestyle are going to come in balance because of opposing holes that really bring a lot more of your completed character. Cancer, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is definitely speaking of somebody who has choice words for you, to be honest. And I say choice words because the way they communicate kind of clashes with you. It's a Libra card energy. So you might have to stand up to this person because this individual is by no means really harming you, but they don't necessarily acknowledge certain things that you really feel deeply about. And they, unless you really tell them, they won't care because they won't really know because they could be insensitive. Other than that, it's definitely encouraging you to have a professional attitude and an inquisitive attitude towards things that you look at objectively. Leo, Leo moon, Leo rising. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is also highlighting the influence of this queen who is going to help ground a lot of your life to make everything you're doing much easier for you. This is somebody who can definitely hold down a lot of what you do and apply the proper management so that you can focus more on your talents and not have to worry so much about this executive portion of the conflict. All right. Conflict just being getting any hectic schedules in order. Another thing to keep in mind as well with the Queen of Pentacles is this is going to really do great for your finances. You'll find you're making a lot much better money this week. Virgo, Virgo moon, Virgo rising. The Justice card is speaking of you gaining great accountability, especially if for those of you who may be in a relationship, the Justice card could signal you getting married in court. But what the Justice card will really signify is getting everything in order this week, especially if you have any legal issues. They could go by your favor. They can favor you if you're willing to be 100% honest and 100% with integrity. Don't feel like you have to twist anything, not that you may. The law is on your side, okay? And this also goes towards relationships with others. Be objective and clear about where people are not being as fair, and this will right things and open doors to greater opportunities. Libra, Libra moon, Libra rising. We have the Hermit card. The Hermit card is definitely speaking about an introspective focus on how you feel about yourself, and you're having new ideas about who you are. And this requires really going within instead of looking outside yourself with how other people think about you. So be prepared for this and keep this in mind. Scorpio, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. We have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is definitely speaking of you using this week to emotionally contemplate how you feel, sort through what it is you are and how you want to move forward. Just don't be out here curving everybody and everything, because you might be turning down opportunities that are good for you. Okay. This is definitely something to keep in mind as well, because you may change the way you feel about certain things through this extra contemplation. All right. Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising. We have the Seven of Wands, okay? So Sagittarius, you're going to have people coming for you. There are certain people who are interested in your skills, but there are also going to be certain people who might be triggered by false rumors said about you as well. I get people just kind of rushing to your front door or your cellular device for all sorts of reasons. The Seven of Wands is saying you're in a position of advantage here, and you really don't have to entertain anyone's whims. You can selectively decide who you pay attention to and stand up as well for your position, and don't necessarily let anyone take what you're doing. If someone tries to weasel their way around and be like, oh, hey, let me just take over this for a little bit, don't let anyone do it. You do it the best. Okay, so defend your position. Capricorn rising, Capricorn moon. We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is the same card that I got for Cancer. And this is not a coincidence. I feel like both of you might be dealing with this individual who is, for better or worse, someone that could probably mediate between both of y'all. Maybe this could be a third party in your life that is helping you mediate between Cancer. But similar to Cancer, Capricorn, you just want to be very objective instead of emotional, and allow yourself the necessary opportunity to be more professional in your approach, as well as allow yourself to focus solely on much of your independent projects. Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so let's see. Thank you, Rob Will. Um, Cancer, yep, Leo, Capricorn, and now Aquarius. You're dealing with people directly this week. Aquarius, this Knight of Cups is an artist. This might even be someone who you get to romantically connect with, because the Knight of Cups is the message of emotions. And this will be great to propose a lot of your interest to someone. Write them a song or a corny poem that's cheesy and romantic. And who knows, you might romance someone out their pants. And I am talking to the ladies too. You ladies may romance other people out their pants, okay? Especially for you, Aquarius, if you're an Aquarius lady, you really do want to look out for other women turning turning their interest towards you, both men and women, just kind of being open about it. Scorpio woman, Aquarius woman, any air sign woman in general, fire sign woman, you're a lot of women are going to be turned on by you, which is very interesting. A lot of this is below in Capricorn. Pisces, the card that I have for you is the Four of Wands. Would you look at that? The Four of Wands is definitely speaking of great celebration. This is a great week to throw a party, but you're going to really come into a stronger connection with your family and community here through the good connections you have. And this is going to really bring results for a lot of your hard work, where you can maintain a lot more gratitude. You feel me? So yeah, the homework that I have for you guys is the same breathing technique I mentioned in the peace report, and that's to do that breathing exercise. So all through this week, as you prepare for the new moon, any kind of challenging situations you're in, or when you just want to chill and focus, breathe in the full power of who you are and breathe it in as satisfaction. Envision your full power and feel satisfaction, and then breathe out gratitude. Okay? Very simple. Breathe in this satisfaction to your diaphragm and breathe out gratitude. So it's very easy homework. This will facilitate a lot of your evolution as you activate the breath of life. Celine, yes, the meditation does work. We're gonna do 3 breaths together right now, but you don't even have to do this all day. You can just do 10 and just experience the benefits yourself. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 right now. What really adds to the effectiveness of meditations like this is your mindfulness and your willingness. If you just kind of half-heartedly breathe in, don't necessarily expect miraculous results, okay? But what's going to happen is some of you don't even breathe, all right? So you're going to take this technique and see how your whole life and the perception shifts, because you're now focusing a lot of your breath down to your lower chakras and your diaphragm, okay? And also, in times where you could be stressing, in times where you could be worrying, you're going to be substituting that with this breathing technique, all right? And you're channeling this emotion and breathing it out. So we're gonna do 3 right now. 1, 2, 3. All right. I have 2 channeled messages. Usually when I start to open up my energy with techniques, I start to feel into things. So there's 2. I'm going to go into the super chat. Thank you guys for joining us. The channel message I have for everyone, and this may apply to more than some people than others, okay? The first is, oh, damn it. You are. Oh, almost got mine swiped. There we go. There we go. The first is, and I feel like some of you really need to hear this, okay? The first message is, it's all going to be okay. Some of you especially are in, someone has the right idea. Some of you especially are in situations where you don't really see any foreseeable outcome. You don't know how things may get through. It's important to know it's going to be okay. It's going to be more than okay. And you may not have any room for that reassurance. I hope this serves as some reassurance. You know that this is about you. If you're in, and if you're dealing with an issue that's really not easy to work through, the reason why you're working through this is so that you can build your faith in the divine. Because if you were to just go, if the universe was to tell you, I want you to leave everything you're doing and to go across the nation and to do spiritual work, don't worry about how you're going to get the money. Just go out there and do it and really be yourself. A lot of you would not have the faith, and there's nothing wrong with that. The universe knows that too. So sometimes the universe puts you through trials. Sometimes the universe, before you're ready to go on that crazy adventure, the universe is going to put you a trial where you don't have any money, you don't have any funds, you don't have anything but your faith in the universe, and through experiences you build your faith, you build your strength. And whereas before you might not have been able to have that confidence, now you do. Now it's like, oh yeah, you want me to go across the world? I know you've helped me out when I didn't have, so you've helped me out when I needed more, and I made it happen so we could go. Okay, so this is for you a faith building exercise. Okay, this is for you a faith building exercise. And this is just to let you know everything will be okay. All right. Not for the rest of your life. I'm just saying for this specific trial, everything will be okay and it will give you power to move forward. All right. And the next channel message that I have for you, for some of you, is you are enough. And this one might hurt some of you a little bit more because some of you refuse to believe it. Some of you, this really applies to you if your whole life, you know what I'm saying, no one has truly acknowledged your worth. If your whole life you always had to try and prove yourself to somebody, and it's maybe you have Saturn square your sun or Saturn conjunct your sun, and it's like the people who you really care about, they've never acknowledged your worth. Yeah, they're cool with you, but when it comes down with it, they're not going to come to you. They're going to think that you still need improvements. Trust me, this is not flattery here. You are literally enough. Some of you, this is a vibration that causes nurturing. Some of you have not nurtured. And it sucks because some of you feel guilty for wanting relationships where you feel nurtured, and you compensate for this for nurturing other people's gardens. It's like I see a vision of you nurturing other people's gardens, and you're letting people know how amazing they are. You're building them up emotionally, but then your garden is not nurtured, right? You don't have anyone watering you, and you can't plant yourself. I'll be right back. Whoopee! So yeah, some of you really feel like you don't necessarily, you're not nurtured, okay? And when a plant hasn't been nurtured, you know what I mean? It's thirsty for water. It needs nurturing. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable and needing to be nurtured. So if some of you feel deep in your soul you need that intimacy with other people, it's okay to break down to someone you trust or break down to the universe and show that. But some of you haven't gotten that. And so you need to understand that you are enough. Some of you have accomplished things that other people don't even know how important it is. Okay? Here's a great analogy. You know how like some of you are like a genius who has created the next Google. Okay? A lot of you watching this, imagine if you're a 6-year-old genius, all right, and you just programmed the next super viral phenomenon, and you already know what it means. You know what you're headed into. No one can take this from you. But everyone around you was born before the 50s, and you're telling them, look, guys, I created this, and you feel great, but they don't even know what a smartphone is. They don't even, and this isn't about any ageism. I'm just using this as an analogy. This is just an analogy. Just imagine, like, they don't even know what a smartphone is. They don't even know, because a lot of this is happening with some of you, with people in the same age. So this is why it's not about ageism, but it's like, this is a good analogy. It's like, they don't even know what a smartphone is. They don't even know how to use a computer. So they're like, oh, shut up, little boy. What's a Google? And that little boy or that child genius just doesn't feel confident, right? And it's like you can't let that bring you down. You are enough. You know the value of what it is you brought with yourself here. It's not even up to them to get it. It's up to you to really remember that. But once again, you may not have been nurtured, you may not have been watered, and it's very important that you very powerfully embrace that you are enough. Okay, you are enough regardless if other people ever see into the value and worth. Every single person that exists is a divine expression of the fractal of consciousness. Certain people deal with greater distortions of their energy. Some people battle greater demons than others. But you watching this, you are enough, okay? Even if you find yourself out in your shadow, and you feel guilty because you've done certain things that other people are not willing to forgive you for, which is another extension of the first and second message. Whether other people will, if someone doesn't forgive you for something you've done, if you have forgiven yourself, it's okay. This is the last channel message. Some of you have not forgiven yourself about something because some people are immature and they keep grudges. You are not spiritual and you are not emotionally mature if you cannot hash out your differences. Yeah, sometimes you might need 6 months off. Sometimes you might need space, okay? But if you keep grudges, if you are gonna hold on to something and you can't forgive someone, I don't care how skilled you are, how powerful you are. You are not truly spiritual. You are not, and that's not even the right way to say it. You are not emotionally mature. You still have a lot of growing up to do. So if somebody refuses to look at the positive sides of you, if somebody refuses to forgive you for something you feel bad, you have the right to forgive yourself and release that. And that's it. Don't necessarily let somebody hold something over you that isn't even truly real. Okay? So remember, Saturn's in Capricorn. It's all about being mature. And thank you guys once again for tuning in. I'm going to pull for the super chat. Um, Even though I'm pulling cards for certain people, don't be surprised if some of the cards I pull resonate with you. Because if you're the same zodiac sun sign as someone I read a super chat card for, it could resonate very well with you too. And some of you have moon in Pisces, sun in Pisces, so every card I pull will resonate with you. That's kind of the perks to being a Senate master. Okay. So of course it'll still be personal if you also had your own personal super chat. So Chad Taylor, thank you for donating, my brother. The card that I have for you is the Emperor card. You're definitely stepping into more of your authority. And the Hermit card is saying you're doing it in your own unique way. So as you establish greater internal authority, don't ever really let people kind of knock you off that anchor. And the Emperor card is saying your own discipline on yourself will pay off in the control you open up for yourself. Okay. Diablo Casar, thank you for the donation. Very much so. We have the Justice card. The Justice card is definitely speaking of great balance in your life, but because it's also coming with the Death card, there are going to be important decisions that you make that will decide the fate of some other people. And as you make this decision, make sure you're very objective. Do not necessarily let your emotions get in the way of what is inspiring you. We also have, of course, the Ace of Swords. So what you have in your favor is the truth that will justify you in any situations where you're having to be held accountable. All right. And any such decisions you make moving forward will completely transform things for the better and release things that you no longer need to influence. Larry Jacko, we have the Emperor card for you as well. So the Emperor is speaking with the Ace of Cups of you not only, you know what I mean, coming into much greater understanding of your power and influence, but you're also in a position to gain a lot more order in your life. Ace of Cups is a psychic breakthrough that's going to allow for much more depth in your heart you'll feel, especially with greater relationships. Nikita Davis, we have the Sun card for you. The Sun card is definitely speaking of great happiness as well as enlightenment that you're going to gain as you also step into powerful results for this hard work. The Sun and the Four of Wands is definitely also going to speak of you just having a blast. The next 3 months for you is just going to be it's going to remind you of who really loves you and why life is just going to be so happy for you. Okay. D Girl 396, we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is definitely speaking of the depth of emotion you're kind of tapping into, but I also see it with the Temperance card. So your psychic ability is also going to come into great moderation. Well, sorry, it's going to come into great balance through your turbulent emotions coming into greater stasis because of the moderation you're applying in your life. You're going to really tap into much more powerful vibrations as well. And this is really just indicating that the quality of your psychic experiences will give you more power. So your feelings will be a lot more your superpower, okay? Miss Kiki, thank you for your constant support. We have the Star card for you. The Star card is to remind you that the whole universe is rocking with you. And you are like a celebrity in the cosmic eye. You even have the Wheel of Fortune. So there's just a great expansion and abundance. In a channeled sense, as a channeled message with Kiki, the universe rocks with you. Like if you're certain people there's a spiritual realm that people can go to. There's the underworld, all right? Then there's the realm of the heavens. In the realm of the heavens, you are a superstar. Like you're known up there. Like the universe has your back, and a week like this is going to show you that. All right, you have a lot of clout. Under the mystic moon, all right, we have the Death card. We also have the Chariot card, and we also have the Five of Cups. So this decision is definitely going to concern the immediate end or transformation of whatever you're currently going through. The influence of the Chariot is saying you're doing the right thing in this big life decision if you personally are getting what you want out of it. But because the Five of Cups is there, I think there's going to be some disappointment. And someone else might be making you feel guilty. I don't think that Five of Cups is you. I think the Chariot is you. And you gaining victory can make someone else feel bad. And you don't necessarily want to internalize that disappointment from the outside influence because you're doing the right thing if it's what gives you the control. Yes, you are doing the right thing. It's just you're not doing the right thing if you're compromising in this sense. It's going to be met with some disappointment because I feel like you're going to have to not step on some toes, but disappoint some people. But that's totally fine. Okay, you're still going to help you crack through. Planetary Witch. We have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a new financial gift. This could be a new income stream. This could definitely also be a new and healthy outlet that is going to definitely help you dive much deeper into a lot of your shadow as well and bring out greater happiness. Okay, so really embrace this new healthy beginning. Nicole, we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is indicating that your best bet really is to get some rest. If you find that you haven't really been getting enough rest because you've been up, any scattered mind will not allow you, especially to look for the right place. But make sure you're in a position to get enough rest because the work you're doing is working and highly effective. Lisa Fisher. All right, we have the Knight of Cups, and I also have the Eight of Wands. So it does look to me like a romantic situation is going to kind of accelerate pretty quickly, okay? And so you're definitely encouraged to share more of your feelings seductively and not hold it back. And things may once again move very quickly in a very positive way. And you want to encourage that, that's totally fine. Natalia, we have the Death card for you. The Death card is definitely speaking of transformation that's going to lead to great success and happiness. This transformation and endings is facilitating a lot of this metamorphosis that you're undergoing. Shannon Southard, we have the Chariot. The Chariot card is definitely speaking of great victory for you. And a lot of this victory is going to come from you taking control and rising above any competition and showing people who's boss for real. So congratulations. This is going to be a very important victory for you. Virgo Capricornus, turn up indeed. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is definitely speaking of you having extra luck. There's a greater expansion that you're going to experience due to any energy you have. When you pull the Wheel of Fortune, it adds great vigor and once again luck to what you do, to where certain things will fall in your favor more than usual. It's like definitely a great day to play the lottery, that kind of thing. But be mindful of the evolution and expansion of what you're going through. Okay, Jazz Ravenel, we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is speaking of a greater peace out shine. The Four of Pentacles is definitely speaking of a greater foundation and more wealth that's coming in, especially with the moon. This probably could speak of a greater, you're going to be gaining greater income because you're grounding a lot more of your psychic ability. And how you're going to ground that is going to be made clear to you over the next few days. Rachel, what's good, universe? We have the Death card. The Death card is definitely speaking of you once again going through certain endings. Everything that has gotten in the way of your happiness is dying a cruel and miserable death. So I would just continue to allow it to die, okay? And not only allow it to die, be very open for what's to come after all this. Ein, what's in store for me? Ein, we have the Knight of Cups, so there's a bit of romance your way, a couple flirty words here and there, and you really want to allow yourself to open up your heart in this capacity as well, and allow yourself to do this in ways that express more how you feel sincerely. Rainbow, channel message on current situation with disagreeable energies. Your sister is trustworthy, but she may be lying to herself. And because she's lying to herself about certain things, then she's lying to you. She's telling you like true lies. So keep that in mind because you want to definitely, this might be why you're kind of getting ambiguous. Your spirit might be saying watch out, but it's also saying that she might have good intentions. Rainbow, you want to know that you are the master in this situation, so let other people's ideas on the situation be secondary as you really move forward with what you want to do. Because even if certain people disagree with you at first, they're going to end up agreeing because of how real you make what you did. We also have the Temperance card for you. And with the Four of Wands, there's definitely a favorable situation to a lot of how you bring a lot of your life in moderation and just kind of balance things, okay? Khalil Lewis. Peace, Miss Kiki. We have the Hermit card. The Hermit card is definitely speaking of you trusting your inner guidance, Khalil. You're tapped into some wise knowings about yourself and about your own power that you want to really just trust and ruminate on, okay? This inner wisdom is slowly going to unfold itself, and you'll really have a much more authentic way of presenting yourself. Okay, and then B, Jamison Ryan, thank you so much for your support. You're awesome. And the cards think you're awesome too. We have the World card. The World card is talking about a lot of success. And we even have the Devil card. So this is you coming into great power and celebration because, Jamison, you have conquered your shadow. You have definitely finally conquered a lot of the things that have held you back. And the Devil card wants to know that your temptations and shadow is your greatest power. And you're finally going to be able to use this in a way that doesn't limit you anymore. Okay. T. Evelyn 72. We have the Queen of Swords for you. The Queen of Swords is definitely speaking of you tapping into a greater sense of intellect, but also with the Six of Cups, you're going to really be working in comfortable environments that allow you to express more of your ideas. You could even look to a soulmate connection with a friend from your past or from a past life who will help open up your heart this week as well. All right. Zion. From Shannon Southard, we have the Hermit card. So Zion, all the answers that you are needing for your situation, you answered it already. Everything, yep, I even got the High Priestess. So everything that you answered for yourself that you have already thought you needed evidence for, your intuition is already right. And you can definitely learn to trust your inner wisdom like this as well. Okay, Black Love. What am I destined to do? All right. We have the Devil card. So what you're destined to do is help people with their shadow. I even have it with the High Priestess. I think you're a Gemini, brother. So if you have that energy, the Devil card is talking about you. Yep, your Sun Gemini, Scorpio rising. So you're 8th house Gemini. And what you're meant to do, Black Love, is help people with their shadows. You can help people clear the blocks they have in their shadow so that you're in a much better position and they're in a much better position to tune in. You're going to do this for yourself. You're going to face the darkness in yourself, and you're going to help face the darkness in other people so that they can tap in more to their own spirituality. Very amazing. All right. Sabina Surya Naya, thank you for the generous donation. We have the Queen of Cups. You are a true queen. You're not only a true queen, you're definitely in a position where you could very powerfully evoke great empathy and your emotions in very powerful ways, powerfully in powerful ways. And this is great because a lot of your intent can influence things. You want to tap into this power. I also got the Six of Swords, which speaks of things getting better, but the Ten of Cups is saying you're sailing towards a situation that might have been chaotic towards bliss. So your own emotional maturity is going to have you experience great contentment very soon, especially this week. Funny Val. We have I'm just going to say creep. I know who you're friends with. She's in danger. Total creep. I mean, that's the death card too. So I don't think it's really the truth. Yeah. if anything, the Eight of Cups is kind of urging you to walk away from anything in your life that doesn't allow you to search deeper meaning, because you're walking towards a spiritual initiation of some sorts. Okay, you're coming into a transformation of your intuition. But yeah, as far as the answer, I get creeping, not truth. All right, L rising. We have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is saying you're planning a lot of your next steps moving forward. And not only are you planning a lot of your next steps moving forward, you're really finding your place in the world. So allow a lot of your ideas to formulate with the direction you're going to point it towards. There's a lot of power and fortune you'll gain. The Tower card and the Ten of Cups are saying that these actions you take are going to instantly bring into form a very ideal situation. So it'll be chaotic because it may be happening instantly, but it's going to resolve just in the way you and other people involved want it. Sierra Lewis, what will this trip bring me? I have the Ace of Swords. This trip is going to bring you the truth and nothing but the truth, okay? This is going to really clear up your head and give you a brand new perspective that will give you victory, all right? David Rosher, thanks for the donation. We have the Chariot card. The Chariot card is talking about you gaining your own victory. The decisions and the actions you take this week are going to give you a serious W. So continue to take control of what you're doing and allow yourself to move forward to the next level. And definitely, you know, carry forth that momentum with your focus and stay away from any distractions. All right. Diane Nolan, we have the Tower card. The Tower card is definitely speaking of lightning striking with this Uranus transit and certain people's real intentions coming out. I think you might bring it out into focus. This comes with the Five of Swords. So if you've been feeling war brewing, that's because it is, okay? This could be with something established. The Emperor card is, I think, speaking of how you have the upper hand and power here. So just be ready to meet whatever comes up. But even though this is going to look very confrontational, because you're powerful, because you're strong inside, it's going to end up being in your favor, because this is going to bring up everything that needs to be brought up. It's kind of like someone who kind of gets really mad at you, but because they got mad at you, you know how they feel, and it's not really as big a deal as other people make it out to be, because you're powerful. All right, Chaz. The card we have for you is the Chariot card. The Chariot card is saying your hard work and discipline is going to give you great results. So enjoy this victory and really tap into this power. The very powerful self-love you apply into situations are going to also help you stand out and give you the control over where you want to take things. Empress Goddess, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Come on down. This is definitely going to allow for you to harness a really powerful element of luck and abundance, but also power. You can push your luck in situations because it's definitely going to fall in line in your favor. Moonbay, thank you for your love and support. We have the Five of Wands. So this week is going to bring with it a bit of stress through challenge, and this is to help you stand out. So if you're in a competitive situation, go right in the competition, because the Strength card is saying your inner strength will help you not only stand out, but really kind of reap off the competition. You're going to gain a lot of strength through it, just kind of like showing yourself you still got it, you know what I mean? And for Alley Cat, we have the Seven of Cups. So there's certain options being presented towards Alley Cat, and if anything, I see the King of Cups here It's definitely probably talking about them imagining and envisioning this person in a certain sense. I get the sense that the fog is going to clear out. So if there was anything they weren't sure about someone, they're about to really find out who that person is. All right. And to really embrace less of any unclarity about them and just focus more on what they know is real. K Martin, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of wealth that you're going to tap into. And a lot of this wealth has much to do with the legacy you're going to step into. So this is great for passive income, but really a lot of money coming your way that you're going to manifest and build greater with. Spellbound Tarot Scopes. Thank you for the donation. We do have the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords is you having to deal with betrayal, you having to deal with perhaps a certain level of rejection. It's coming up with the Death card. So it's like your heart having to kind of come to terms with you not kind of being able to connect in a way you want. It doesn't actually have to apply to somebody, but this is an initiation for your heart, okay? Appreciate you, Stupendous Reality. Really appreciate you. But Spellbound Tarot Scopes, just be mindful, you have to feel that pain because the transformation through that is what's going to actually clear the space so that immediately after you have cleared this, especially which will happen this week, you already have, once again, the healing renewal to really bring you through this. It's just never really an easy vibration to go through, especially if you just feel a bit hurt in that sense. Miss Nadia, we have the Devil card for you. So the Devil card is speaking of you dealing with your shadow, right? But with the Temperance card, you're going to find ways to bring certain elements of your life out of balance into moderation. If you find that you have a habit smoking cigarettes and you smoke a pack too much a day, the moderation card is saying don't quit cigarette smoking, but you are able to maybe smoke less than a pack, and you slowly get yourself to a balanced place where you can still do and have fun with your shadow, but in a healthy way. And the Two of Wands is also saying you doing this is going to give you more room on how to manifest more your plans, okay? Sharon Andrea, I have the Devil card for you as well. And the Devil card is saying you're going to be a lot more aware of people's shadow tendencies yourself. And you're kind of embodying this Magician card to where you really allow at a great level your skills and your magic to help you deal with more shady characters. So definitely keep that in mind. You'll be able to transmute that within people. Infinitely true to me. We have the Three of Pentacles. Thank you so much for the donation. The Three of Pentacles is definitely speaking of you being in a very great position to not only exercise your skills, but really capitalize with the Magician. You're definitely going to step into much greater power as you believing in yourself will allow these skills to be acknowledged and to really also multiply a lot that you might have expected to feel into. Julie, we have the Star. The Star is definitely speaking of you achieving and experiencing very, very powerful rejuvenation. You're going to restore hope that you haven't restored in a long time. And that's not to say you haven't had hope in the universe, but you're going to get it on a higher level because of a lot of how you really tap into much of these blessings, okay? Brandy Trimber, we have the King of Cups for you. The King of Cups is talking about you dealing with a compassionate individual. It's a Scorpio male, but it's also speaking of you having a lot of compassion when you're dealing with other people. There's greater emotional maturity and wisdom you'll come into. Margaret, we have the Devil card. So you might be dealing with certain people around you who are kind of taking advantage of your kindness in ways that aren't really mature. And you definitely can do much to speak up more about that, as well as be in a position to continue to expose what you can about that. It's totally temporary. I sense this is a more in a interpersonal way, but no way for you to outright worry about. And just in case certain people kind of like give you the impression that you might have to. Calixte vibes. We have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is definitely speaking of you once again planning out your next step and really seeing what your potential is. All right. Allow yourself to ask yourself what are 3 things you want to act on, and you'll see how things naturally move forward. Okay. Peace out under the mystic moon. Ralph Marley. The card that I have for you is the Hermit card. The Hermit card is definitely speaking of you really digging deep. You have your own legacy and wealth you're building, so you can make a totally independent next direction. The next direction in your artist journey is a specialized place most people will understand if they're not a master. So it's not going to be probably the most popular, but it's going to be the most significant. And that's something you want to really focus on. What's your deep sense? What's your unique you? Trust your inner wisdom in this process. All right. Rob Will, the card that I have for you is the Wheel of Fortune, as well as the Lovers and the Ace of Swords. So there's going to be a very fantastic evolution of your romantic life where you and a soulmate really connect in a powerful way that illustrates the fate and destiny you have. And both of you come into the truth by actually connecting this week. And it's going to be very powerful. It's going to be very positive, and it's going to be very fruitful. All right. Sammy S. We do have the 8 of Cups. So yeah, Saturn is trying to kick your butt, but it's trying to get you to move forward. It's not trying to kick your butt to be mean. If it's kicking your butt, it is so you move forward. And the 8 of Cups is saying anything that you're still hung up on, anything that you've had to walk away from, Saturn is shutting the door on. So you're seeking deeper meaning here, but just be open, okay, to a new adventure. Mary Jane 1340, we have the Wheel of Fortune for you. So there's new luck in the form of experiences that'll add to your abundance. And we have the World card. This is Jupiter and Saturn. So you're coming into a serious victory and W, all right? And this is going to really, if you've been feeling like you don't have to do anything, that's because you've completed a whole lot in your life up to this point, and it's like the universe is going to give you a bonus because you just completed a contract. So this is amazing. There we go. You just completed a soul contract. You're about to get a bonus because you did such a great job. Brett Dickinson, the card for love we have for you is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is very amazing to get it for love because it's talking about a new situation. You have a new gift you can open up if you're wanting to connect with someone with love. The Ace of Cups is saying the best way to is to give someone a meaningful gift that represents your feelings to them and can spark the relationship, like a ring or maybe like a plate of food or something that's definitely healthy. So that's very beautiful. Chris Strickland, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you very much as well for the kind words. The card I have for you is the 8 of Pentacles. So you're in meaningful work right now. And the repetition and the work that you're doing is going to help you gain greater skills, and it's going to add a lot positively for your reputation. We even have the Ace of Swords. So through your work, you're going to be speaking your truth. You want to make sure you speak a lot of your truth in the work you do, even though you may find yourself busy if you've been, in a certain sense, needing or wanting greater income. It's definitely coming. Just make sure the work you do a lot more of, and you do it with quality. I know some people donated for you as well. So I also have the Seven of Swords, and I have the Two of Wands. You have some sneaky little people trying to get dirt on you. You have some people, you can see how dishonorable this loser is. You're over here as the Two of Wands. You know what I'm saying? You have the world in your hands. So as you're making your plans, you know, remember this person is dishonest, whereas you are literally on to bigger and better things. So don't necessarily be deterred by that energy. You also are gaining a lot by doing things in a very unconventional way. So continue to do so. AMP Goddess, we have the Death card. So your message for the situation is to really allow any transformation and really allow anything that needs to really die to let go of itself and die, okay? And not really be stuck on it in any way, shape, or form as well, okay? Um, it's just going to naturally fall off, and it's nothing you have to worry about. Only you can be you. We have the Hermit card. So the Hermit card is speaking of you tapping into your inner wisdom and you tapping into your abundance. You can trust your inner wisdom and guidance. And remember, it's all okay. Everything's definitely going to work out for you. Quantum Storm. We have the Justice card. Karma is on your side, and because you are accountable, you will be held accountable too. So remember that you have integrity, and because you have integrity, you really don't have anything that you have to worry about. You want to allow that to open doors for you. Jules Kane, my man, we have the High Priestess. Your connection to the divine is pure. Your connection to the divine is going to allow you to gain very powerful wisdom through your intuition. Know that it's going to really allow more of your unconventional senses to bring this in for you and really embrace what it is you feel in here. Astro Dim 7. I got the Temperance card. So Archangel Michael looking out for you. I even have the Two of Cups. So Astro Dim 7, you have a soulmate that you're getting with. And it's your own spirit guides who are going to make sure everything about this reunion works out well. So definitely keep that in mind. You got a lot of spiritual support. Rafa Mama, I have the Death card for you. And yeah, this is talking about transformation, but Rafa Mama, I feel like you're the Death card this week. I feel like you are going to have decisive power over ending something or someone. So keep that in mind and don't necessarily feel any moral obligations. Your spirit is pure. I feel like you will make the right decision. You know what you're doing anyway. Brandon Navin. We have the Six of Wands. This is you on this sword sailing towards the victory. This is important to know because it comes with the Five of Swords, okay? You're coming in with a lot of support, but you're also headed towards criticism. This person right here, do not necessarily waste your time with this person. This person is jealous of your success, Brandon, and they see everyone kind of pushing you forward and they feel like they don't like that, you know, they can't really get at you. So you want to really just ride your horse past this person. If they try and confront you, you don't have to run away from the confrontation. Just know whatever threats or whatever they bring up towards you, it's meaningless. They're coming from a scattered mind because once again, they're very jealous. So don't discount the praise and the admiration you're going to come into, okay? Mercedes, we have the Magician. So the Magician card is saying you can find new love here or in Japan because you got it like that. All right. If you intend for Japan, it will be in Japan. You have the magic. And you don't only have the magic, the breathing technique that I spoke on of breathing in yourself and exhaling gratitude is going to work very powerfully for you. And you really want to focus on what it is you want in here because it's going to come through very greatly. Astrodim and Svetvexia have donated for Empress Daisy. Empress, we have the Death card for you, and we also have the Knight of Cups. So there's going to be a transformation in the way you express your heart, and there's going to be a transformation in the way you definitely share your creativity. This could also be the end of a certain artist's influence in your life. But yeah, keep that in mind. This could actually bring forth new romance in your life because of whatever ends that could have been blocking this person from getting in your life, okay? BJ Gamble, we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is definitely speaking of you being in a position to really tap into the positive energy around you. You're going to be celebrating a lot of your accomplishments this week. This comes with the strength and the Knight of Cups. So once again, there's a sexual and romantic situation that will have all elements of sex, fun, and respect, okay? You're definitely going to tap a lot into your passion like never before, and that's very powerful and positive. P did 427. The card that I have for you is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is speaking of you definitely going through a powerful awakening this week, and it's with the Lovers card, okay? So this is going to be the week where you have that encounter with the soulmate, and the connection is so powerful, both of you have to make changes in your life to really accommodate for each other, and it's going to be an awakening to your true purpose through the relationship and connection. Isaiah Tobin, how can I help my son improve his luck? We have the Tower card. It's very interesting. The Tower card is saying that it also comes with the Hermit, right? So the Tower card is saying that he kind of has to go through a random upheaval. He's going to improve his luck if he goes through chaos on his own and he's able to, in a certain sense, adapt to it. This is going to teach him to trust in his inner wisdom. So he'll improve his luck if you kind of put him in very chaotic situations. If you can put your son in situations that are high risk and he has to really think on his feet, he's going to learn to trust his inner wisdom there. Katrina Brown, the channel message that I have for you is that you have been focusing very hard on something that you've been wanting to manifest. And bits and pieces have been coming true, but you're still kind of, it's not like you're questioning, but you've been really focusing very hard. And it's not like nothing happens. You get a little bit closer every day, and it's about to just blam. It's just going to blam. If you feel an intensity towards what you're really manifesting, it's because you might be so busy, clearing the way, moving forward, you don't realize it's just going to woof in an instant, everything that you've been focusing on. So keep up with the focus. It's definitely working. I even have the Queen of Pentacles, which is speaking of greater wealth, and the Magician. There we go. This is really the card of who you're in a position to connect with, which is your higher self through your focus. Rebecca Resser, we have the Tower card for you too. The Tower card is speaking of a whirlwind of chaos that will envelope your world so that anything that is not aligned with your greatest good will be exposed and mercilessly flung out there. You're going to be braced and grounded in your truth, so this chaos won't affect you, okay? Vicky Kirkland, we have the Devil card for you. This is a card of Capricorn, and the Tower card too. So this is a warning, I feel. Do not, if you feel tempted by any shady character to do something that you know isn't right, it's going to instantly fail. It's probably a trap. The devil in the tower card to me looks like a trap. So if you feel like someone's trying to get you to do something weird, it's totally a trap. Make sure you don't do it. Betsy Morales, we have the devil card for you too, okay? But it's coming with the world. So this is talking about you alchemizing any sexual or shadow issues with yourself and coming into greater power in it. It's definitely a Saturn and Capricorn card. And peace out, Mercedes. And you're definitely going to find that you gain victory over any of your limitations. All right. And Arabella Poku. Thank you, PD47. Arabella, we have the Two of Cups, which I feel is very beautiful because Alexia donated $2. So this is once again really promising for you, Arabella. There's soulmate love with someone who you are very destined to connect with in a very powerful and beautiful way. Okay, and you want to embrace that. All right. The Page of Cups here for everyone, whether you donated it or not, is saying this week will allow, with this evolution, it's going to come with new skills. All right, Laura Winters, this is definitely for you too. When you experience this evolution, the Page of Cups is going to be like a new way to imagine, a new skill, a new emotional connection will be attached to this evolution. The Page of Cups is awesome to get because it's definitely powerful through romance or through just the exercising of your imagination. So allow yourself to catch feelings with all sorts of possibilities. And until next week, beloveds, peace.